e-commerce has been here since around 2 decades now. And though it did not have a huge adoption rate when we started off, right now it is one of the fastest growing industries. So post COVID,
51% year on year. Can you imagine an industry growing like that? $200 billion it will reach by 2026.
51% year on year, that growth is more than any other company or any other sector or even country has experienced so far.
Google Earth is satellites, not drones.
Hmm.
Okay, so top legal headaches of e-commerce industry. So e-commerce structuring and e-commerce contracts. Okay, these are two separate things. Structuring means how the business is structured. Where is the parent company? Where is the holding company? Where is the operating company? What is the web of different companies? I'll show you the Flipkart structure. You'll understand. What are the contracts that are there? Every e-commerce business has a set of different contracts. Aniket, you want to tell them the names of the contracts quickly?
Okay, the contracts, there are n number of contracts you can draft for an e-commerce platform. There will be various contracts that will be on display on the website itself. Your cancellation policy, your returns and refund policy, your data protection policy. There will be various internal agreements that will be signed by various stakeholders. For example, you will have to onboard vendors. Those vendors will have warehousing facilities. You may provide logistics support to them. You may provide delivery support to them. So every single of these relationships will have to be finalized within a particular contract. There will be
Then you'll
services
have to look
agreements
at
also.
investment regulations and FDI regulations when you are taking investment in the e-commerce business. E-commerce is a business which will be profitable if it grows really, really big. Amazon was loss making for 13 years. Okay. And you will notice that after Walmart's acquisition of Flipkart, they are focusing on cutting cost, but that is costing growth of Flipkart because now you have Amazon is expanding its profit margins, its margins are thinner, and it is investing more to expand. And JioMart has also entered into the foray. Okay, so the thing is that you need to keep, how do you fund a loss making business which is growing? Okay, so that you can capture the market. You have to raise a lot of money. You have to keep raising money again and again and again. So when you have to raise money, what do you have to know? You have to know investment regulations, exchange control law, or foreign direct investment law. And in India, if you all have been tracking from 2011 onwards, this is changing so much. Pehle, it used to be only single brand and multi-brand retail. Then they made exceptions for e-commerce. Then they made something on. Then there was a wholesale. There's a separate wholesale trading. There's separate retail trading. Then they said कि you must source domestically itna percent. It must be from different vendors, not your own company. बहुत सारे innovations हुए हैं. मतलब हर 1.5-2 साल में कुछ ना कुछ चेंज इसमें होता है. Every 1 year there is some change in e-commerce regulations, okay, which changes the whole structure of the business. Okay, so yeah, logistics, warehousing, contracts, and compliances. Security is a very big problem because there are lots of e-commerce frauds that happen. There are fake goods that are sold. There are payment frauds. Lot of all of that. Okay, continue, Aniket.
Yeah. So customer data protection, again, it's a big deal. Again, we have already spoken about data protection quite a bit at length.
Yeah,
So I will not spend a lot of time on this. Brand protection, fake
some
goods,
IP issues come up
counterfeiting.
here. Okay, huh.
Of course, IP issues come up and it becomes a problem in pinpointing liability, whether the vendor is liable, whether the e-commerce portal has a duty to censor or not. So these kind of IP issues come up, and that is why your IP knowledge is, of course, is also very crucial in
Recently,
this.
there was the Amway case. If you all were tracking, there was a vendor selling on Amway, and that was not an original product, or they were not allowed to actually sell it directly through the Amazon portal. And so that was a very, very important case in this area. So what is happening? Pehle the intermediary liability used to be very different. India mein one IT rule was there which used to talk about intermediary liability and some sections of the IT Act, 1 or 2 sections. But today, intermediary liability is different for social media, is different for e-commerce, is different for platforms. It's like that. Okay. So enforcement of e-contracts, global tax compliance, import-export, customs regime, online ads regulation, liability of platforms and intermediaries. This is what I was saying. ये सब जगह अब India में भी इसकी jurisprudence, case laws, they are getting branched out, and every case is at least 150 pages. And then you have to provide advice to somebody on a business model based on a reading of a case. This is exactly the stuff that lawyers have like fancied doing. I want to read a case and then give somebody advice which can shape his business model. This is a really, really important one. Okay. Yeah, IP work, global IP work is there. Then let me show you the structure of Flipkart. This is from the picture is from an article in the Ken, and they've got it from the Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority of Singapore. It's like the MCA, and they've used the tool of Toffler over there. Okay, now look at the structure. पहले जब कोई भी whenever a company starts, look at orange. Okay, look at the color orange. Whenever a company starts, you will have one orange here. Okay, one orange will be there. But now what happened in 2011, Flipkart changed its structure to become a Singapore parent company. Many Indian companies have done this to have, for various reasons, for a diverse payments environment, for more investment. They have made a global parent, okay, and then they have made one middle layer. If you see in the yellow in the middle where my mouse pointer is, this is the middle layer. Okay, so Flipkart Private Limited is the parent holding in Singapore. And you see here, there is this middle layer is for every different vertical. So one is a marketplace vertical, one is a Myntra wala holding, then another is PhonePe Private Limited for holding the PhonePe company, and then one is Kick to Show. This is the logistics company. Okay, now if you look at it, this holding company is also outside India. Then what happens? Niche, the orange is in India. Okay, so every vertical, there is a parent in Singapore, then there is a vertical specific parent, which is a subsidiary of the parent. Matlab, uska, you can say uska bacha or whatever is simple to understand, right? So there is a second level in Singapore only. The third level comes to India, and look at how many companies they have. अब आप अगर सोचोगे इन हाउस काउंसिल बनना है तो आप फोन पे में भी हो सकते हो, फ्लिपकार्ट इंडिया में भी हो सकते हो, मिंत्रा जबोंग में भी हो सकते हो. अगर कंपनी छोटी होती है तो यू विल हैव मल्टीपल चीजों का रोल इन हाउस काउंसिल, तो वैरायटी बहुत ज्यादा मिलती है. ठीक है, सो इस तरीके से आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलता है इसमें. अब ये जो काम किसने किया, ये स्ट्रक्चर किसने बनाया, ये स्ट्रक्चरिंग वर्क से पता चलता है. ये स्ट्रक्चरिंग वर्क बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स से इन्फ्लुएंस होता है. फंड्स अवेलेबिलिटी से, टैक्स रेजिम से, पेमेंट्स रिलेटेड रेजिम से, ठीक है, जो फाइनेंशियल क्या सिस्टम है उससे इन्फ्लुएंस होता है. डू इंडियन लॉयर्स हैव एनी रोल इन हेल्पिंग companies register abroad? Yes, Indian lawyers are asked, bhai, find me a consultant in Singapore who will register my company. Find me a consultant in Philippines who will do it. Find me a consultant in Hong Kong who will do it. Find me a consultant in Dubai who will do it. Okay, all of this Indian lawyers have to spearhead if your company is going abroad. Okay, so Flipkart started. So this is the structure as it is now, but it started going offshore in 2011.